EJ. Well, we want to talk about sleep, something I think all of us here on Today in AZ and you watching at home could always use a little more of, right? Maybe you're feeling a little out of balance, a little out of whack, and just trying to find ways to get your sleep on track. We've got you covered on this Wellness Wednesday. We got Mackenzie Dryden from Honor Health joining us this morning to talk a little bit about ways what we eat is impacting our sleep. It can either, hurt or help.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I mean, well, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You don't want anything too sugary, I feel like, before you're going to bed.
Right.
But let's talk specifically about maybe having foods that are rich in magnesium. You're saying that's going to really help us? Why?
Yeah, so magnesium has a ton of different benefits, but one of the big ones is it can help promote healthy sleep because it's actually important in the production of melatonin, which is an important hormone for sleep, regulating our sleep-wake cycle. And so getting enough magnesium-rich foods can help us feel relaxed, put us into that nice place to fall asleep.
Okay, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that Thanksgiving is in a couple of weeks, right? So
Yes.
Are there any foods in there that are rich in magnesium? Like, why do I always want to take a nap after I've got that plate?
Right, exactly. Well, a large meal can definitely do that to you.
Okay.
You've probably heard of the tryptophan coming from the turkey. Magnesium is actually important in converting tryptophan to serotonin to melatonin. So some magnesium-rich foods, pumpkin seeds, that's a huge one. So I know we're coming off of Halloween and then into the fall, have some pumpkin seeds as a snack before maybe you eat the big meal or afterwards. Also whole grains, so try to have some brown rice, some quinoa on the plate, and then dark chocolate as well is a good source of magnesium. So have some nice dark chocolate as a good dessert afterwards. That's a great one.
I love that. Okay, so then these are some of the ways, that we can change our diet or incorporate more of these. Ooh, avocados too. I've been craving guacamole too. So
yeah,
I think that's gonna be
avocados are a great one.
Yes. And my son loves bananas.
Yeah.
So I'm like, these are all things I know his magnesium is good because that's like all he eats.
Yep.
So then what are some of those signs that maybe I'm not getting enough of it?
Yeah, good question. So if we're getting a pretty good balanced diet, we typically don't have a ton of symptoms, but some early symptoms that you can get if you are really deficient in magnesium, we can feel actually more fatigued during the day. We can also become a little bit restless. We can deal with anxiety. There were actually studies done that people with magnesium deficiency were more likely to show signs of depression as well. So it's really important for boosting our mood. Getting enough sleep also helps with that as well. So get enough magnesium, help promote some good sleep, and feel good the next day.
Yeah, kind of all ties in together, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then so I wanted to ask you about some of those things that maybe we shouldn't be eating, because I know you're a dietitian here. So then what is it that we're eating, that we're drinking, that is really kind of hindering either our magnesium intake or just our sleep in general at night?
Yeah, so I would like people to focus on trying to have the majority of their nutrition earlier on in the day. We want to spread it evenly, but trying not to have a really big meal before we go to bed. Some people are more prone to waking up in the night, maybe feeling some discomfort after that meal. We know that alcohol also, sometimes it makes us sleepy, and initially we feel like it's going to help us sleep, but we're often waking in the night because of it as well. So trying to stick to higher protein, higher fiber foods towards the end of the day, just easier on our stomach. We're not trying to digest a lot of fat. Like I said, alcohol, things like that. Things are high in sugar, can also keep us feeling a little bit wired as well.
Do you have like a little sweet spot maybe then? You said, don't eat that huge meal before you go to bed. I mean, when should we kind of cut it off?
Good question. Everyone's a little bit different. It's a good rule of thumb, like about 2 hours before you go to bed, having like that larger meal, especially if you do experience any indigestion, anything like that. If you're having something a little bit closer, if you just need that snack before bed, again, just trying to stick to something lighter, maybe some cheese and crackers, apples and peanut butter, something like that, that's just going to be a little lighter.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then so when you talked about, magnesium and the melatonin as well, I know melatonin people can take. Is that something you do recommend, or should we really focus on the magnesium, getting that to where it needs to be?
Yeah, so melatonin is an option. I would definitely talk to your doctor if that's something that you want to explore. You can also also get melatonin in some of your foods too. So salmon is actually a source of melatonin. Tart cherries as well.
Really?
So you can drink some tart cherry juice, eat some tart cherries. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's so funny you say that, Mackenzie, because that's a little thing amongst us, ladies here in the morning show is that we started, how are you sleeping? Like, what is going to help you? So we started doing this, tart cherry, 100% cherry juice. But does it really work, or is that just kind of a placebo in our head, like that it's actually helping?
There has been research to show that it does help. Everyone is going to be a little bit different. Okay. And it's also important to have great stress management techniques, try to have good sleep hygiene, things like that. It's not going to be a cure-all, but having these, practicing these other great habits is going to help.
But it could help.
It could. It definitely could.
That's what I'm hearing.
It's great. You can mix it with all different things. Tart cherry juice is amazing, so I definitely recommend it.
Okay, good. All right, ladies, we're doing something right then.
Yes.
I'm Mackenzie Dryden with Honor Health. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.